Hello, this is Sebastian Griffin Teh Kian Guan. I would like to make a proposal to Teh Yu Tong's grandfather. I do not know what is his name, probably is Min Ang Lai. Now, my message to him is that I can be his advisor on several matters concerning Myanmar and for the growth of Myanmar economically. But I would also want some help, some favor from him. The first is that I want to detach from my father's side of the family, which is the Tan family, related to Tan Kaki. Not only they are related to the Malaysia Communist Party, the Malaya Communist Party, where I was previously being brought to Bentong. I was previously being brought to Bentong by Ng Bien San. Now I do not know what is the relationship between Ng Bien San, Ng Bien Kiet, and also the Tan family. But they have ever brought me to the base, the communist base in Thailand, South Thailand, in Yara region. That place is called Bentong. Uh, that was a place. Given by King Bhumipol because of the conflict between communists and Malaysia government. After the Malaya gained independence, the communists actually retreated into the forest, and then they have a guerrilla war for quite some time, for quite a number of years before they retreated to the north of Malaysia, which now sharing the border with Thailand. So that area become a gray area, and the King Bhumipol actually uh, named the place, actually given the place, the area, to the MCP, Malaya Communist Party. So that is the story. Now I do not know why they brought me there, but from the way I see, they are recognizing each other as comrade. They are recognizing each other as comrade, meaning they are the same people. But I am not. Now I also want to reiterate one thing, that I do not believe knowledge is passed down by genetics. Now I do believe a personal characteristic could be passed down by genetic. A person could manifest his ancestor DNA, his ancestor characteristic, but not the knowledge. Everyone have to acquire the knowledge by themselves. So sperm and ovum would only create human baby that is sharing the same genetic of both parents. That means father and mother. So, say for example, Tan Kaki could be honest. He could be very honest that his father owed a lot of money in Singapore, and he actually repay back the debt for his father. But as for his son, which is my grandfather, he is just the opposite. He does not manifest the gene, the DNA of his father. Because I told him about the Genting, Reservoir Genting actually cheated Hong Kong money amounting to billions. Genting alone, the Genting, Hong Kong alone, the Genting Hong Kong cheated Hong Kong at least 3.7 billion, 3.9 billion, I think, defaulted 3.9 billion US dollars worth of loan. And also in Malaysia, 600 US dollars, 600 billion, 600 million US dollars defaulted. And now not only defaulted, they also liquidate their own asset and sold off their own asset instead of sold by the bank, because by right the banker is supposed to seize the whatever asset that Lim Kok Tai pawn his shares, which is Genting Hong Kong shares. By right, all this the company shares, the company asset belong to the banks, and the banks have the right to liquidate whatever assets therein. So the same story I tell to my grandfather, and instead of repay back the loan, my grandfather actually do not want to repay back. So the characteristic, the traits of Tan Kaki is not manifested in his son, which is my grandfather. Now I did not raised by my grandfather. I did not raised by my father. I do not know who is my father. Even until now, I do not know him. Probably it's Tan Kong Han. I do not know. And as for my mother, Esther Lim Pek San, I only met her a few times, less than 20 times, I think. Less than 20 times. So very minimum interaction. I do not know her. We barely speak. Probably spoken uh, less than 100 sentence. I do not know. Probably even less than 50 sentence. So I do not know about them, and I have very little, very minimal interaction with them. So this is the thing, and as a result, probably what inhabit what the DNA passed down from my father and my mother's side probably have manifest differently because my environment, my educations, my surrounding are very different from them. I do not know how they live their life, but I am completely different with them. Completely different with them in terms of education, in terms of political belief, in terms of many things, culture, I would say. Their culture is a bit awkward for me. I do not know how they conduct their life, but I know they are very vicious, very lawless, very ruthless. Totally not my different from my personality. So genetic that cannot knowledge cannot pass down by genetics, and I hope they do not force me to marry somebody just to pass down my knowledge. Knowledge definitely cannot. Inheritance, yes. Money can pass down, and I also believe my inheritance from my mother's side of the family, which is my mother's fathers and my mother's mothers, my grandmother and grandfather. Inheritance that passed out to me already being cheated by my mother that herself and also uh, my uncle Lim Kok Tai. So these are the kind of things that are very intolerant. I cannot tolerate all this. But there are of course the whale making is conflict of interest because it is very rare for a trustees at the same time also be a beneficiary. So the way how immoral the whale is not so, I would say, not so professional or not so right, not correct, and that is why there is a problem. And I hope for myself, I definitely would not repeat the same mistake. I would for my childrens, I will anoint them with whatever property or whatever asset I have while I still alive. I will train them. I will provide training. I will guide them in order for them to properly handle whatever business or whatever assets that will probably left by me. So this is the kind of things now. I always quote this Mukesh. Ambani Mukesh is a good example. Ambani Mukesh father did not uh, did not divide the wealth while he is alive. That's why there is a dispute between Ambani Mukesh brother and Ambani Mukesh. But for Ambani Mukesh himself, he's a billionaire, one of the richest in India. For Ambani Mukesh himself, he already divided, now already allocate his children to manage what company, what sector, so that there is a clear succession plan. Now, I'm not asking their children to directly take over the property. Definitely not directly own the property, but pass down. That means a succession plan means a proper training, just like Queen Elizabeth. Before Queen Elizabeth passed away, she already asked King Charles, previously was Prince Charles, already asked Prince Charles to handle some of the public administration works. Actually, bit by bit, for King Charles to take over the role as a king. So that is kind of a thing that I will do for my own family, a succession plan. That means a proper guidance, a succession plan, so that there is a clear, there is a distinct, distinct divisions of power and also assets that that I can foresee for my own family. And as for my father's side of the family, my father had killed me many times, has slaughtered me many times. Likewise for my grandfather. Even the first time when I met my grandfather in Georgetown, Komta, he slaughtered me, cut me into two pieces. So this is the kind of things I do, and I do not know what is the reason for him to do that. For me, they are only using aggression, using violence in order to show they are powerful. They are not they are not using reason. They are not using knowledge. They are not using skills. They are not using anything that is beneficial to the society, but merely using violence, using aggressions to show they are powerful. So this is not the kind of things I would want to inherit, or I want to learn from them. That is definitely not how uh, an elderly, I would say a parent or grandparent should behave. Definitely, I would not do the same to my children's. Uh, so for my father's side, of course, I do not wish to have anything entangled with them. I would not seek to uh, kill them or anything, but provided they do not cause any harm to me. If they cause any harm to me, then of course I will reciprocate, I will retaliate. But if they do not cause any harm to me, if they are nice to me, then I will nice to them. I am a very simple person. If you are nice to me, I will be nice to you. The same apply to the country. If US is nice to me, I will be nice to the US, regardless of the political system. China has been very nice to me. I have to tell the US, I have to tell the UK. China have been very nice to me, so there is no reason for me to antagonize with China. China is very nice to me. Whether they are communists, they are socialists, or they are democracy or whatever, it is not my problem. For me, personally, even if you are a highly democratic country like US, if you are not nice to me, if you kill me for no reason, then of course I will retaliate in proportionately accordingly, like what Donald Trump done to me. So I hope Donald Trump can be nice to me. I do not know what is the reason, what was the reason he came here and killed me. I do not know what is the reason. I hope he give me a good, a valid explanation on that. So that is Donald Trump, and of course I look at Donald Trump and US is as a separate entity, because US has been running very democratically throughout the years, at least throughout what I know that my lifetime. Previously I do not know. The US in the past probably are not so democratic, but the modern era, the modern time, the modern US is very democratic, except for Donald Trump. What Donald Trump did is definitely not democratic, and not how it's supposed to turn out. So I do not know. I'm not interested in US politics. But what my message is that as long as they are good to me, I'll be good to them. Likewise for UK, I have been very good with UK monarch, the royalty. I do not know what is the relationship between the British royalty with my family over in Genting. But I have a very good relationship with them. I do not know what happened recently. There seems to have a lot of misunderstanding, and I do not know whether this misunderstanding is deliberately created by my father's side of the family, including probably also my mother's side of the family. Probably their intention is to undermine me. That means to push me down, to subjugate me. They do not want me to have so good relationship with the British monarch, with those call it big guys. But I personally have no grievances with the British royalty as well as with UK. In fact, I'm very fond of the British culture. I study British culture a little bit. I was in UK before, just briefly a few days. Uh, from what I know, UK is a clean, very civilized society, and of course, I love the food and all that. So I definitely have no problem with the UK, and I hope I hope the same they to me. That means I hope the same they are to me. Because I do not know what was the reason for them to attack me, especially those British officer. Because honestly, I have no problem with British officer. I've been very nice to those whether it's directly linked to the royal family or just the government, Keir Starmer or what, I do not know. I've been very, I met Keir Starmer a few times. The first time is not so nice. The first impression is not nice, but subsequently, I do have a very good impression with Keir Starmer, which is the Prime Minister of UK. In fact, if I can help UK in any way, I will do so. But I do not think UK need my help. It is it's a developed country. Now for Myanmar, if Myanmar help me to get back my inheritance, I'm not asking Myanmar to attack anyone. I'm just asking Myanmar, especially my daughter's side, my daughter's grandfather, my daughter's grandfather, which is I believe is a Myanmar junta government, belong to one of the Myanmar junta government general. If he can help me to get back my inheritance, my rightful inheritance, I'm not asking him to loot others. Just get back what supposed to be mine. My rightful inheritance means the inheritance rightfully mine, rightfully inherited to me. Plus the compound interest, plus the interest that they did not pay me for 19 years. I will need to get back from Lim Kok Thai, from my mother. Whatever my mother asset, I believe I need to seize her asset because she has been cheated my money. So this cheating, I cannot forgive her. I need to get back my money, and also Lim Kok Thai. I do not care, and also for this Lim family, Lim Kyong Hui, Lim Kyong Han, Lim Kyong Lui, these three men ever kill me, and I believe I need to kill them back. Of course, they will not die from the killing, but they kill me, I will need to kill them back. I do not know what was the reason they kill me, because I have not offended them in any way, but they kill me. So I need to reciprocate in return. I will kill them. I will make sure they are dead. Okay, because they kill me for no reason. I do not know what was the reason, so I need to kill them back. And as for Malaysia, there are huge problem in Malaysia. I believe this is not my problem. I do not want to be a Malaysian citizen anymore. But I hope international community, especially US, UK, especially UK, because this Malaysia was actually came out from UK. UK was the one that gave birth to Malaysia. So UK have to mend the problem. The constitution was jointly made with the British side, the British representative. The first was Lord Reid that created Malaya, and subsequently was Lord Cobbett. Lord Cobbett came out with a Cobbett commissions. The Cobbett commission involved Sabah, which is North Borneo, previously known as North Borneo, Sarawak, which is now is also Sarawak, called Sarawak, and then previously was belonged to the Brooks family. The Brooks family gave sovereignty to the British Empire, and the British Empire they then have this Cobbett Commission in order to give independence to Sarawak. So that is the story of Sarawak. And of course, Singapore belonged to one of the three states, was also given independence before 16 September 1963. So there are a lot of things involving British. British was the one that created the constitution. So I hope British please come back and mend the problem, because this is also according to the international convention, which is the Vienna Convention, where if there is any dispute or any problem with the constitutions or the agreement, the international agreement, or call it international treaty, which in this case is called Malaysia Agreement 1963, that involve UK, the British side, the Great British Empire, North Borneo, Sarawak, Singapore, and Malaya. So under the international law, they say if there is any need for the changes on the international treaty, all the signatory parties have to come back and reconvene. That means have to come back for the meeting if there is a need to change the content. Because Malaysia has not been following the Malaysia Agreement, or known as a MA 1963, MA 63. So if the international treaty is not adhered to, British is one of the signatory party also need to come back and reconvene. So I hope UK do the job, their job, and come back, because all these members, I think UK is the one that is most relevant, the only developed country they can really think. The rest, Malaya is a gone case. The Malay are crazy. The Malay are dumb and crazy and quite evil also. Just like my father's side of the family, the Tan family, they are quite evil, but they paint a very good pictures in front. You know, they are very good in uh, in painting a good picture, not sugar coating themselves. In very good in sugar coating themselves by doing charity, by donation and all that. But underground, they are doing so many things that is bad for the society, that is very dangerous for the society, which uh, I do not want to elaborate here over here. So for myself, it's very simple. I do not seek to kill anybody. I do not seek to initiate any attack on anybody. But if they ever attack me, I will need to get back my justice. For example, Lim Kok Hui, Lim Kok Han, Lim Kyong Hui, Lim Kyong Ho, Lim Kok Tai is one thing. Lim Kok Tai is the my uncle. Lim Kyong Hui, Lim Kyong Han, and Lim Kyong Lui. So I need to get back my justice. They killed me before. I need them. I need to know what is the reason first, why they kill me, and I will need to retaliate accordingly. So these are the three idiots that ever killed me. That was in Echo House. So I need the justice. Okay, and also I need to get back my money. So in order for me to live my life, to do my business, now I also will propose to Yutong's father, Yutong's grandfather. Now I'm a private entity. I'm not a public figure. I'm not a public figure, and I would not interested to be a public figure. As an advisor, if he consider my application or consider me as his advisor, I will only advise him. I will not do the job himself. I will not do the job for him. He can consider my proposal whether viable or not. He is not compulsory. He does not compel to take my advice. I can I can give some advice. I can help him to coordinate, help him to go to UK and all that, US, to get some support, to train up the police. As far as I know, the British police department is the best in the world. Even UAE, United Emirates of Arab, even UAE, when I was working in Dubai, I believe most of the police are trained in UK. They train in UK and then they work in the UAE, and that's why they are very efficient. That's why they are not prone to corruptions. So I hope Myanmar government can also consider to send the police to UK for training, and then come back to do their job properly. So this is me, and also of course I also coordinate with the UK university to come up with some syllabus, that is recognized worldwide for Myanmar, so that the Myanmar education system is parallel to the world, is on par to the world standard. I can come up with some of the initiative, also the construction industry. I might also establish a construction development, or call it a building constructions training center in Myanmar, to train the people in order for them to do a proper job in constructions, and also work with the Myanmar Architect Institute, so that the architect, the engineers are on par with the international level. So that means when the graduate from Myanmar, the quality is on par with the international standard. So this is what I can do in crime prevention, sector, in these constructions. I do not mind to build up some infrastructure for Myanmar. Of course, I will only work as a contractor. I will not work as a developer. I will work as a contractor. If you so decide to give me the jobs, then I can build a radio station. I can pull up fiber optics for the broadband, high-speed broadband, so that international, those foreigner, when they come from the developed country, they want a fast broadband access. They do not want a slow broadband. They want a fast broadband, fiber optic, that type of fast internet. kind of things. And of course, the electricity, I will probably go around Myanmar and see what I can do to increase the power generations in order to achieve 100% coverage. 100% coverage means actually produce more than needed because of the reserve margin. Reserve margin ideally is about 14% or 10%, I would say, is a ideal reserve margin. So Myanmar need to resolve the power problem, and also as of now I think it's only 54% coverage, the electricity supply, and water supply is only 60%. That means a potable water supply. So it need to achieve 100%. And of course, I also need to connect the railway, connect Myanmar to Thailand. I believe the easiest is to connect Myanmar to Thailand first, and then connect to India, connect to China, so that Myanmar is connected to all the neighbors and can trade with the neighbors more easily. So this is what I can see. Because why railway is important? Because railway is the cheapest form of land transport. The best is of course using cargo ship, but cargo ship there is a different story and another story. So by land, the cheapest form of the most economical form of transportation mode is railway. So need to develop the railway in such a way that is connected to all the countries. I will also look into details of it, not just on the surface. And when I look at Myanmar, I think they are not meticulous. They are not in details. So that's why when you look at the metro in Yangon, they are not, the platform is not parallel to the metro. So I do not want to say they are stupid or what, but it's just that they are lack of planning, they are lack of management skill. Because management have to close the loop. So if a good management, they're supposed not to do not have any loops or any problems during the operations. It should not come up with such a big problem, where the platform level and the metro level is not the same. So there are a lot of problem plugging Myanmar. I think Myanmar, a lot of things need to be done. But the good thing is if the Myanmar junta government or this newly elected uh, president willing to listen to me, willing to listen to my proposal, and of course I also invite the oppositions to come, invite the opposition party to come and give some give some feedback on my proposal. I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I also invite them to criticize my proposal and see what are the things that can improve, with the intention, with the aim, the objective is to make the country better, to make country a better place for everybody. Not blindly critique, not blindly oppose me, not blindly attack me. If the intention is good, if the opposition party intention is to improve my proposal, then it will be good. I'm actually open for criticizing. I stand for corrections. So this is me. I hope Yutong's mother can sit down with me, and also I need to plan for my own family, which is Yutong's future, and also my sons from other company, YTL. I do not know Francis your daughter's name, so I need her to sit down with me, and I also need to do some planning. And of course, I not only Myanmar, I will also invest in Hong Kong. I will also invest in China, and of course, for UK also, I will also invest in UK. So these are the countries that I will mostly go to. Uh, I will mostly go to China, Hong Kong, and UK. And of course, I also for Far East country, Korea and Japan. So this is me. And of course, I also will look into Europe. I have not explored Europe properly. I've been to only a few countries, barely understand the culture and everything. So I hope the next time I go to Europe, I have the capability, I have the money to invest in the countries, and also to learn more about the culture. So as for now, I hope Yutong's mother can help me. First is to get the citizen, sort out my citizenship problem. I prefer to base in Hong Kong. I hope Yu Tong's mother can help me on that. And then subsequently, after finish settle my citizenship problem, get a citizenship, get my passport, uh, my bank card. I will need to create a bank account in order for transactions, and then I will set up my business. And then of course I also need to sit down with this Yu Tong's grandfather and to come up with a proposal. I do not have computer right now, so I also need some money in order for me to do my work. And of course I also want to tell Yu Tong's grandfather I do not want to have anything to do with my grandfather, the Tan family, my father's side of the family, as well as my mother's side of the family. But whatever inheritance left by my grandfather, that is already rightfully mine. He already dead, my grandmother also already dead, so we cannot reverse the decisions. Whatever money given to me rightfully belong to me, I will get back my rightful inheritance. Of course, plus the interest and the penalty that cheated on me. So I will need to get back from Lim Kok Tai, and I hope he can uphold the justice for me, because this family, they are actually immune to law. They are immune to law in UK. They are immune to law in Malaysia. They are immune to law in everywhere. So I hope uh, the junta government can help me, and I will help them in reciprocate for the favor. Thank you.